Hey, Shalom, Barakat Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chachadash, double honors, head apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, and Shalom, true brothers in the houses and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting the good fight of faith, Lord willing. We have found that number to be delivered, and likewise for you sisters who truly trust and believe. In the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, may you be found worthy as well. All right? So I'm going to get right into this one. Let me play the clip first.
I stopped tolerating things that I stopped tolerating as a high value woman in the dating world. Coming at number 1, I don't accept last minute plans. I don't do the, hey, what are you doing right now? I'm gonna pick you up in 15 minutes. No, respectfully. Because that just means that you don't respect my time, you don't respect me, and you don't appreciate my essence or value it. Because one thing that high value women know is that our time is extremely valuable and we don't share it with everybody. No, we make plans. We are busy women. And even if we weren't busy, we are worth a reservation. We are worth a formal date. 3 things that I stopped tolerating.
All right. So I believe I'm going to title this, what is your post-shutdown value going to be? For you women out there, what is your post-shutdown value going to be? All right? Because when the society shuts down and you don't have access to all these things that you need to survive on a daily basis or to make yourself look pretty on a daily basis, what's your value going to be? All right? Because chances are you're going to bring zero value to any man when all hell starts breaking loose out here. And that's something you women need to really think about. You really need to think about the times that are coming up and what you're going to do and how you're going to be protected in that day. Okay? So you women got control right now because there's nothing happening. Everything seems to be okay in your eyes. Isaiah 32:9 says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." And that's exactly what you're being. You're being careless. Because you ain't taking into account the things that the prophets have been saying. And the things that the Lord has put in order for to go down in this place. You know, this demon, she's talking about, you know, she's her time is very valuable and she's special and she needs reservations. And, you know, the things that she's not going to do anymore. Who the hell are you and what do you think you're going to give to a man when this time comes, man? There's nothing you women can give us. All right? We're not going to be looking for sex in that day. We're not going to be looking for, you know, a woman who can, you know, cook. We don't need you. We don't need you to cook, especially when all hell break loose. Ain't going to be no cooking. They may shut the power off. I mean, shit, you see what's going on over there in Spain right now. All right? Those are all precursors that are coming here to America. Spain, Portugal, electricity shut down over there. All right? So it's just a matter of time before you women really meet that come to that crossroads. 2 Ezra 6:22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown." And this is the time we're heading into. While the place is sown, you have power. You can talk shit. You can go on these podcasts and talk about, you know, men ain't worth your time and, you know, you need a high value male. All right? Because you know what's going to happen? You and that high value male are going to struggle, are going to be in danger when that time comes. Because think about it, a high value male, he's more concerned about the things of this world, trying to please his woman. Scriptures tell you about that. Right? He's not worried about the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, a high valued male. A woman talking about, I need somebody that can match my energy. This whole place is about to crumble. This is Jeremiah 30:6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness. All right? So there's your high value male right there. There's this guy who's walking around in a Louis Vuitton suit, Louis Vuitton socks, you know, some a cardigan sweater. You know how cats, they got the sweater draped over their shoulders, and they got the arms to the sweater tied in a little a lightly tied knot. Yeah, boy, y'all gonna feel it. You high value male and you high so-called value women, which is absolutely makes no damn sense. High value woman. I'm telling you, man, Babylon got the best of you people. Babylon truly got you fooled, man. A crumbling kingdom got you fooled. Think about it. This place is being brought down to its knees, and it has you people believing that you have been raised up to the stars because you believe your education and your job and the amount of money you make and the precious things that you have makes you somebody of importance. Well, the high value male's gonna be sitting on the ground, curled up in the fetal position. You demons are gonna be out there. And let me say this too. Let me get this out real quick. Let me get this out. All right? Because this isn't far off what I'm about to read. This isn't far off for you people over here in America, man. You women over here in America, all right, you think it's impossible for these things to happen to you. Well, let me tell you something. These doctors and lawyers over in Venezuela, they probably thought the same thing when Venezuela was all, tightly knit and sewn. They probably thought the very same thing. And never in a million years did they think they'd have to sell themselves or prostitute themselves to make food or make money or get food. All right? Though this is old, but it still doesn't change the fact that these things are coming here to America. So it says in Venezuela, there were teachers and doctors. To buy food, they became prostitutes. All right? They became prostitutes. Now, let me hear one of you women over here in America say, not me, that'll never happen to me. Bullshit. Here you have teachers and doctors, right? A doctor has to go through medical school. But not only that, but prior to getting to medical school, they got to go to some type of undergrad school, some type of curriculum where they got to learn all these medical terms. And at the end of the day, becoming a doctor probably costs, $300,000 to $400,000. So you think these individuals, these women, were considering prostituting themselves when they was going for their certificates, if you will? But it's going to be much more easier for the majority of you women here in America, because you American women, the only thing you want to do is become a friends only fan, whatever that shit is called. You want to try to, find a high value male to pay for everything. So it's going to be easy for you to sit there and get back on the highways and prostitute yourself. But that's what's going to happen. Let me read a little bit of this. It says, at a squat concrete brothel on the muddy banks of Acura River, Gabriel Sanchez rattled off the previous jobs of women who now sell their bodies at this establishment for $25 an hour. We've got lots of teachers, some doctors, many professional women, and one petroleum engineer, he yelled over the din of Valencia music, all of them showing up with their degrees in hand. You see that? So you can only understand that having a degree in your hand is going to make it more appealing for the man who's trying to buy you or lay with you. All right? So don't think that this is too far off here for you women over here in Babylon. You will probably end up falling right down this road, especially if you got kids, man. Especially if you got kids. All right, and more you're hearing about there's coming to be a famine of food. You know, the resources of food being brought to and fro. All these things seem to be highly spoken about to be shut down. All right, and it says, and all of them came from Venezuela. As Venezuela's economy continues to collapse amid food shortages, hyperinflation, and the U.S. sanctions, waves of economic refugees have fled the country. Those with the means have gone to places like Miami, Santiago, and Panama. All right. Now, the very same thing that went down in Venezuela, the collapse, food shortages, hyperinflation, all right? And as Donald Trump said, he gonna put tariffs on all these other countries. Well, they're gonna do the same thing to America. All right? Now people are talking about they want to leave America, go to another, country in South America somewhere. It don't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do, because at the end of the day, they're gonna implement the MOTB, and that's gonna take precedence over everything, because the scriptures say so. That's why. All right. Let me read a little bit more. It says the less fortunate find themselves walking across the border into Colombia, looking for a way, in any way, to keep themselves and their families fed. A recent study suggests as many as 350,000 Venezuelans had entered Colombia in the last 6 years. All right. So again, I can go on and on with the article, but you get the gist of what's going on here. All right. So you women over here in Babylon, if you think for 1 minute that your high value, title is going to prevent you from doing, selling your bodies on the streets, or not even sell, you may not have to sell your body. You may get snatched, because they're snatching women these days. All right? You ain't going to have no protection, because we just read what that high value male's going to be doing. He's going to be in the fetal position. That's what he's going to be doing. Let's read it again. Let's read about that high value male. And it says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Do men give birth to children? Absolutely not. So now Jeremiah is going to go on to say, wherefore, why do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turned into paleness? You see that? So again, if this is going to happen to men, big, strong men, what do you think is going to happen to you women? What do you think is going to happen to you? Right? You have been bamboozled into believing that you have a say in this kingdom, that you have a say in this life. Like this woman said, her time is precious, and they deserve what she say? What the hell she say? A scheduled dinner, what they call them? Let's listen to this demon.
3
again.
things that I stopped tolerating as a high value woman in the dating world. Coming at number 1, I don't accept last minute plans. I don't do the, hey, what are you doing right now? Can I pick you up in 15 minutes? No, respectfully. Because that just means that you don't respect my time, you don't respect me, and you don't appreciate my essence or value it. Because one thing that high value women know is that our time is extremely valuable, and we don't share it with everybody. No, we make plans. We are busy women. And even if we weren't busy, we are worth a reservation.
Yeah, there it is. She said we're worth a reservation because their time is valuable. Well, the question still stands. When things shut down around here, what's your value going to be? What's your worth going to be? What are you going to be able to bring to the table, a month in when this whole shit goes down? Let's say 30 days in after this thing starts going south. What are you going to be able to bring to the table? Any one of you women. And this ain't including the women who truly trust and believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We ain't talking to you. We talking about these demons out here who believe that they have some or hold some type of position here in Babylon the Great. Talking nonsense just like this demon. We deserve a reservation. You ain't gonna just call me up and what are you doing in 15 minutes? Let me tell you something. The time is coming where you gonna wish a man would just ask you, what you doing? Won't you come over to my place? Because you're not gonna be able to hide. You women ain't gonna be able to hide yourselves much longer when this shit starts going down. Okay? You ain't gonna be able to hide much longer. Let's go here with it. All right. This is Isaiah 13 and 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. All right. So the time is coming, man. You ain't going to be able to hide yourself. You're not going to be able to, fight off or ward off an intruder. Somebody who's lurking around the property in the shadows, looking to get inside your house. Time's about to get real out here. They're about to get real. All right? Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right? So if the Lord said he going to make a man more precious than fine gold, what kind of man? A man of the Lord. All right? A man who's working for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Now, if we want to start talking about value, that's when you're going to find the value in a man of the Lord, where there is substance, where there is value to be laid upon. All right? And again, the men of the Lord, we're not looking for to be in a contest who looks the sharpest. You see that show that Pop the Balloon? Cats be coming over there in their finest. Got the penny loafers on and the argyle socks. The tight slim pants. Trying to get a woman. And then gonna get up there and say all kinds of bullshit to try to get the women try to entice the women to come on to them. Hell out of here, man. Come rough, rugged, and raw. If they don't like it, so what? They can leave. Get out of here. Getting on that damn show. Yeah, what I look for in a woman is, honesty and companionship and all this other bullshit. That half of these women out there got you and 3 or 4 other niggas on the side. So there is no honesty. There is no companionship. All right? You can be with a woman for 2 or 3 years and give her all that she asks and support her. And in turn, she's looking for an exit. Trying to find her way out the back door. And then make it seem like it's your fault. No, it's not your fault. She was just a promiscuous demon that needed to feel that lustful demon inside of herself. All right? But again, a man will be made more precious than fine gold. And that's talking about a man of the Lord. You women, you're going to find out real soon. And if you notice, let me see if I can find this. Hold on 1 second. Let me go here. Let me just back up a little bit. I was trying to find one of those videos where these girls are sitting there crying and complaining that there's no men anymore. There's no men to help them. The food prices are going through the roof. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second. Me know what's on here. Give me a second. All right, let me play this clip here.
Not happy with how my life's going. I don't know how to change it. The panic and the fear and the loneliness is like something I never thought I would have to deal with ever. And I'm like so happy for a lot of my friends. But like,
I'm 22 and I feel so lonely in my 20s.
Anyone just cry because they just want to feel love.
I've been thinking about how lonely it is being single in your 20s.
Being 38 and single with no kids is such a wild ride.
Big adults were well equipped to handle loneliness. Today I just sat and I really, really wanted to move through this feeling. But loneliness is like feeling very stuck. It feels like you're never gonna not feel this way, and it just really hurts.
I'll be 31 and I still have yet to have a boyfriend. And I would say that I'm at a stage in my life where obviously I very much want to be in a relationship. I want to find my person. I want to have a partner to do life with. I don't.
All right, so that's what's happening. You women are breaking down, you know, all this shit about we don't need a man and we don't want a man and we can do better off by myself. Sooner or later, it's gonna hit you, all right? And even when all hell breaks loose, you women gonna be searching. You're gonna be searching for a man. All right, and you ain't gonna be looking for a high value man. You ain't gonna be looking for a man who got 6 figures. You just gonna be looking for some protection in that day. And the majority of these men out here aren't going to give you that protection that you need. Isaiah 4:1, it says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We'll eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." All right. So again, you ain't gonna find just an average everyday, Joe that's gonna protect you, because they're gonna be trying to protect themselves or not even know how to protect themselves. But I will say this though, you women out there who have men, at least you have a chance, even though they may not be men of the Lord. At least you might have a chance for a little bit of protection. All right. But the majority of the masses of the women who this video was for, you gonna sit there and turn your nose up at a man and look at a man because he got a pair of boots on, he ain't wearing a pair of penny loafers. That shit's coming to an end. All right? And like I said before, it's gonna be at our discretion who comes past that threshold. At our discretion. Don't come in here saying, "Oh, I can cook." Bitch, that ain't gonna cut it. I got over 4 or 5 women back there that can cook. That's not gonna cut it. All right? Oh, I'm pretty. No, you ain't. Because any and everything that you women have is based off of fake hair, fake lips, fake boobs, fake ass, awful personality, tons of makeup on your face. That's all you got. All right? And at the end of the day, if you think you're gonna come and try to give up some box, we don't want it. We don't want it. Okay? So, all that being said, you women out there who are searching for these high valued men and who profess themselves to be high valued women, post shutdown, what's your value going to be? What are you going to have to offer post shutdown? When shit starts shutting down around here, you can't go get your pedicures, your manicures, you can't get your hair done, you can't get none of that shit done. Can't get your makeup, can't get your foundation, all that bullshit. What are you going to do? What you going to have to offer? All right? So, with all that being said, Lord willing, I'm going to see y'all on another one. I'm going to say shalom for now.